what's up? My name is Showbiz Shelley here at the Intercom Culinary Kitchen, and we have a very special guest, somebody I'm very excited to introduce, Serena Wolf.
Hi.
Her book, hello, is The Dude Diet. So if you have any dude in your life, whether it's dad, brother, boyfriend, whatever, this is perfect.
This is perfect for them, but I like to say the dude diet is not just for men. In my mind, being a dude is more of a mentality. I'm like, it's somebody that is laid back, you know, wants to eat really delicious comfort food, is pretty chill, doesn't want to spend hours in the kitchen. But it's also great for families because, unsurprisingly, children's palates and dudes' palates are remarkably similar.
Well, and what I find so fascinating about this is you actually had a particular inspiration, which was a dude in your life for this book.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
So my now husband is a just hilarious food lover. He loves food more than anybody I've ever encountered in my life. This is the type of guy, like, if we go to a party, we'll get separated, and an hour later he'll show up with pockets bulging with cocktail napkins.
That kind of guy, yeah.
And he's from Philly, and he grew up, you know, eating basically everything deep fried, cheesesteaks, you know, the good old-fashioned heart attack food. And he had this terrifying fear of all health food. And so when I would suggest that he might want to start eating a little bit more healthily, he was like, well, I'm not eating gross vegan stuff. And I was like, I'm neither a vegan, nor do I enjoy eating gross stuff. That's not what it means
necessarily. Yeah, right.
But I was really like, you can still eat all of these foods that you love, just in a slightly healthier way, working in more lean meats, more vegetables, more whole grains in a non-scary way, because I knew that he was never going to get super excited about eating a kale salad for dinner. That just wasn't going to happen.
Right.
So to prove this to him and sort of get him on board with the idea, I started revamping all of his favorite comfort foods. So the aforementioned cheesesteaks, things like buffalo chicken tenders, pizza, lasagna, all of these traditional comfort foods, and just getting rid of everything processed. Because I was like, there's no need to cut out whole food groups, especially meat, dairy, and grains, which is great if you're able to do that. But there are so many people that just are struggling to take the first step towards getting healthy. So you can get overwhelmed. You know, like, there's so many diets out there these days.
So many. So this, and I like it because, like you say, it's simple. I work with a bunch of dudes. I mean, so I get it because I see exactly what you're talking about every day. And the thing that's great too, being in Chicago, we have a lot of those same items that you're speaking of, the pizza and the hot dogs and everything.
And it's delicious, and you don't want to live without those things. And I certainly would never want to deprive anyone of the foods that they love, because I love food so much too. But really, if you can cut out all of the processed stuff and focus on using real ingredients, then you're already going to be far better off, and you're going to be eating a lot less sugar too. And then once you reduce those cravings, eating more healthily starts to feel good and feel natural. And then things like the Super Bowl roll around, where, especially after January, where people have been on their crazy health kicks, that's when people sort of start to go, you know, all out and fall off the wagon. And so I'm like, instead of completely falling off the wagon, like, here's a softer landing. You can make foods like this for the Super Bowl, and you can still order deep dish, or if you have some famous 7-layer bean dip or ridiculously caloric recipe that you love, make that, but then round out the rest of the table with healthy-ish options that still taste really, really, really good. Because I would never suggest that you serve like hummus and crudité at your Super Bowl party. It's just not a thing.
Right, in case you're nervous about that. So this is perfect, like you say, because this is one of the recipes in your book. And it's perfect, like you say, for the Super Bowl. So I think we should just get cooking.
Yes. Okay, so this is a really, really easy recipe, and you could totally prep it the day before so that you're only really doing like 10 minutes of hands-on stuff on the actual day. So the first thing that we're going to do is make a yogurt ranch dressing. So this is Greek yogurt, so you're adding a lot of protein. It's non-fat, and it has that great creamy tang that you would get from anything else. But that's usually a mayonnaise, sadly. But it does double duty as a dip and a marinade. So these are chicken tenderloins, which if you can't find those at your supermarket, you can just slice a regular boneless, skinless chicken breast into like 1-inch strips. So these are some basic pantry spices. We have dill. So we're gonna add a little bit of that. And then this is dried parsley, and you just wanna crush it really finely between your fingers so that when you mix it up, it's sort of, I always tell people this like sort of looks like the stuff that's on Cooler Ranch Doritos. You know, like you wanna get, you wanna get that really consistency. And then black pepper, this is kosher salt. And these are all, again, things that you should have. I always say the secret to not dreading cooking is to have a stocked pantry so that when you go to the grocery market, you don't have 30 things on your list because then you're never going to go.
Not as intimidating.
It's not as intimidating.
It's true.
If you slowly, every time you go, I tell people, pick up like 2 or 3 spices or random pantry items along with what you need for whatever you're making. And then before you know it, you've got a stocked pantry. And when you go to cook something, it's just such a relief.
Yeah, perfect.
And then we have some garlic powder too. Okay. And then we just mix that all up. And yeah, you can actually, like this does smell really good, all of those spices.
Amazing. Yeah.
And then you just want to mix it up until it's really smooth. And then you would put your chicken tenders into a dish like this or into just a Ziploc and add half of this mixture to the Ziploc, and then you can just squish it around until they're all
That would be my favorite part.
Yes, it's very satisfying.
But yeah, okay.
And then the rest of it you're going to use for dipping later. So if you want to grab those tongs, right there, we are going to bread some of these. Okay. So these are panko breadcrumbs.
Okay.
In the book, the recipe calls for whole wheat. If you can find it, wonderful. If you can't, just use regular. I mean, I always say if you can find a whole grain option, it's a very easy way to work some more fiber into your diet and also just cut out one more processed thing and you can't taste the difference.
Yeah.
And they're really crispy because instead of frying, we're going to bake them. So if you just want to take one of these out.
Okay.
Like this is the very satisfying part, but I think we have some caught together, which is totally fine.
Oh, is that what happened?
I think that's why they're a little bit, hold on.
Oh, yep, you're right. We have 2.
We have 2. So that's great. We're multitasking.
That's right. We're doing 2 at a time here. All right, saving time. So
and then
just mixing this around like this?
Yeah, just keep going around. And then if you not today, because I don't think we want to get too messy, but you could definitely do this with your fingers and then press down to help the breadcrumbs really, really stick on there.
Okay.
And then you're just going to put it right onto this rack. And the good thing about baking on
the oddest looking chicken strip I've ever seen.
They're not the prettiest, but it's fine. Okay. They're going to taste great. But we put this rack over so that you can get 360-degree air circulation, which is going to help them get really, really crispy, like have that faux deep fried crunch.
That's a good tip.
But, when you deep fry a chicken finger and then you're sitting in a bar, you always notice that they get kind of soggy after a few minutes because they're soaking in that oil, and these don't have any, so they're going to stay nice and crunchy.
Yeah, okay.
So what we would typically do is preheat our oven, and then you bake them on this rack right here just for 25 minutes at 350.
Okay.
Super, super easy.
Yeah.
And then these come out. And these will be, the good thing is you do not have to worry about undercooking your chicken tenders. People are so scared of undercooked poultry.
I'm always terrified of undercooking chicken, always. So I always overcook it.
So people are always like, I hate boneless, skinless chicken breasts. They're so dry. And I'm like, that's because we all fear the raw chicken and we overcook it. These will always be done and you don't have to worry.
Okay.
They will be juicy.
Okay.
And the final step is over here. I'm going to sneak around you. We have just some good old Frank's buffalo wing sauce that we've been heating up. And then what we're going to do is dip these.
So just drop it in.
Just drop it in.
Okay.
And then you can just do 2 at a time if you want. Are we sticking?
Oh, it's a little bit sticking. We'll do one.
We're going
to do one. All right.
And you just kind of want to get it fully coated. But the crazy thing, this is extremely spicy. So if
I don't necessarily love spicy.
Right.
So then
if you don't love spicy, 2 options. 1, just coat one side of the tender. Okay. Or 2, leave the tenders uncoated and serve ranch and hot sauce side by side. And then you just pop it onto this plate here. I think our tongs are not open. Hold on.
Is that what's going on here?
Yes. There you go.
See, and this is why I have somebody like Serena and I'm not the one doing the cooking. Okay.
And then basically this will serve 4 people as an appetizer if you're having a big game day spread. But this is also a good weeknight dinner. If you like chicken tenders, why not? You can also serve these over a salad and make a buffalo chicken salad. And the yogurt ranch is great on pretty much anything that you would put ranch on, even if that's deep dish. So it's just one. I'm talking get in the healthier option wherever you can. And that's sort of the philosophy about the Dude diet in general is don't live your life in a super restrictive way, because if you do, then when you fall off, your world's gonna blow up.
Well, and it's kind of like setting yourself up for failure, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Just try everything in moderation. Make sure that what you're eating tastes good so that you don't feel deprived.
Looks delicious, and so this is like the
This is the finished beauty dish of the chicken tenders. Exactly.
Looks delicious.
And you know that like in reality, you can get through all of this prep in about 15 minutes
Super
total.
fast.
And then you just wait for them to bake and you're done.
Super easy. Dudes, this is for you. This is your recipe right here.
It
I would
is.
say. Yeah. So the Dude Diet, we can get it in stores now, yeah?
Yes, now
Okay.
and on Amazon.
Good to know. And then is it true too, you said you're working on another book?
I am.
Okay.
So there will be Dude Diet dinner time coming. I don't want everyone to get super excited. Coming soon. Not super soon.
Cool. Serena, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in.